Mike Coots and JJ Reeder are two shark attack survivors who are now working to help others and even helping protect sharks. They're in town for the Switchfoot Bro-Am, and they've made time to talk to us about their stories. Guys, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning.
Morning, Jason.
Okay, so you guys have both lost a leg to a shark attack.
Yes, sir.
What was the experience like? I mean, tell us about your experience. And you were snorkeling with your family, right, off of Florida, and a bull shark came, right?
Yes, sir.
How did you know something was wrong? What happened?
Well, after once it attacked me, it bit and it let go. It bit lower and then it started shaking, and then it basically jerked my head back, and then I saw what it was, and then I jerked my head back in place, and then I started screaming for help, and that's when I knew what happened.
And did the shark after that leave you alone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you?
I was 18 years old. In Hawaii, I went for an early morning surf session with friends, just like every other morning, and tiger shark blindsided me, grabbed onto both my legs. I didn't feel any pain, just a huge amount of pressure, and the shark attack itself was maybe 5 seconds at the most. It was very obvious I was getting attacked by a shark. It was very obvious it was a tiger shark. I punched it in the nose, got back on my board. Fortunately, a little wave came. I rode it on my stomach to the beach. Friends put a tourniquet on me. I spent about a week in the hospital, and maybe a month after that, I was back in the water.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you guys, what's amazing is most people who would go through experiences like you guys have would be like, I'm never getting in the water again, man. No, but you guys are the complete opposite. Talk to us about that.
I've fell in love with the ocean from an early age. Ocean is everything to me, and you realize that sharks are an incredibly valuable part of a healthy ocean. I've since then become ironically a shark advocate. I do a lot of conservation work in the shark world, and I just really enjoy sharing authentic stories about sharks. I feel like it's a huge sense of purpose, and it's incredibly beautiful as a photographer to have a subject as a shark. It really is the most incredible subject.
You are an underwater photographer?
I am, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, JJ, let's talk about the same type of thing. You're not worried about getting in the water, are you? No?
Yes, sir.
It happened? Like I said, most people would be like, no way, but you're actually going to be surfing in the Bro-Am.
Yes, sir.
And this is your first time? Are you learning to surf
In
now?
the Bro-Am. So I'm from Florida. So I surfed in Florida, but then once I moved to North Carolina, I didn't have that much of a choice to surf because I wasn't near the ocean. And so every time I go to Florida, I try to surf as much as I can. And so that's basically when I have my time to surf. And then whenever it comes to like this, surfing in California and at the Switchfoot event, it's going to be very exciting.
Because you're a Switchfoot fan.
Yes, sir, I am.
And you guys, how did you get in touch with the Challenge Athletes Foundation? Because we have them on here all the time and the great work they do.
Yeah, I've been with them maybe 8-10 years. I've been an amputee over half my life, and I'm 45 now, and there was nothing, I knew nothing that there was a community of like CIF. They do incredible, wonderful work, and it's the grants that they give people for sporting equipment, but it's also the community that comes with it and events like this, and I feel very fortunate as a mentor to take someone like JJ surfing. It really is a unique club of being an amputee and being an amputee surfer, and to get people from around the world together, celebrating the ocean, celebrating being alive and what we have, not necessarily what we don't have. It's really beautiful.
And JJ, talk to us about the Challenge Athletes Foundation and how it's affected you.
So how we found out about this was there's a guy named Parker Bird who lost his leg to a boating accident, and after once we met him, he told us that we had to meet up with CAF, and so we met up with them. We started doing these cool events. I started getting together with all these amputees, which I've not personally have. Now I personally have great connections with all these amputees, and so they've done a lot for me. They gave us they gave me a prosthetic for baseball, running and stuff like that. So yeah, they're the best.
And do you have a prosthetic for surfing as well?
So I don't have a prosthetic for surfing. This is my everyday prosthetic.
Okay.
But there are certain ones for running, rock climbing, surfing, baseball, stuff like that. But I because I don't surf often. I don't have a surfing leg, but
Okay, but are you going to bodyboard? That's where you don't stand.
at Switchfoot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just be surfing.
Oh, okay, you're popping up.
Yeah. I can.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you can
I
use
do
that
my-
one to surf?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I do my best to pop up. I'm not as good as I was whenever I lived in Florida, but I do my best.
That's all right.
It is a great joy to me to surf.
Oh, I bet it is. And you always love surfing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and I've got a specialized surfing prosthetic. I've got a running blade on right now, but when I'm in the ocean, I've got a foot that I've angled, and I learned this from snowboarding. I take the toe and I kind of angle it out, which is a really fun thing to do with prosthetic because you can really fine tune, and it feels like you're on the verge of maybe having a foot that you can surf like Kelly Slater. It really is like we're in such a good time and a good era to be amputees and to have equipment that we can really take it to the next level.
I'm curious, you regular or goofy?
I'm regular, so it's my back foot.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like you can rewire. So like I can step on a coin on the concrete and feel that coin. So I know I can step on the deck pad where I'm on the board without looking. It's just your mind kind of rewires with the prosthetic and really feels like it's you.
That is so awesome. All right, man, we're going to be looking for you guys.
Thank you,
at the
Jason.
Pro-Am.
Yeah, thank
It's your first Pro-Am, huh?
Yes, sir, it is.
You're going to love it. It's so good.
you.
We'll be looking for you in the lineup. No
Hello.
question.
Yes, sir.
Mike, JJ, great meeting you.
Cheers.
Great meeting you
Nice
guys.
meeting you too.